I'm a chemical engineer. I have the soul of a vagabond. When I was young, I used to dream of being bitten by vampires and live forever. Then I wanted to own a few dragons. And then I wanted to live the life of JB, James Bond. You know, owning a few sexy cars, blowing them up without a twitch of muscle on my face, then chasing the bad guys with super guns, and doing all those action sequences without ruffling a single strand of hair on my head. But I'm actually living the life of a poor producer. And then we are lucky, if you get lucky, they travel all over the world and they make some name for you, for India. But you come back and they never spend money for you at the box office. And you get into the same rigmarole of doing an independent film. But I'm here today to talk about the most magical story of my life. Not about any successful film that I did, not about where I am today, but a story where magic happened. So, I do not know what is sacrosanct in life, but for one thing, that dreams do become reality. Especially when they come from a space of pure, unadulterated desire. A space made inaccessible to all of us by the rat race of this living world, and a constant desire to box everything that we see around us into patterns, patterns that define the world in which we live, which is limited by our limited 5 senses. This talk is to remind you all as much as to remind myself what a pure desire can do. I moved to Mumbai after a heartbreak. My girlfriend dumped me, and Punjabi munda living in Bombay, engineer, earning good money, shani, party shadi. On the hindsight, that heartless, devilish girl was actually my biggest angel, leading me on to my destiny. I packed my bags, I came to Bombay, and I did not even know that Bandra was Bombay. I was so unprepared, I was so heartbroken, that I just jumped on an impulse. Came here to become an actor. She wanted to be an actor, and she's an actress now, and I was like, tum actor banogi to hum piche kaise rahenge? The thing was that you do this, I do this better, and I'll win you over. It was never the thought to become an actor, actually. So I landed in Mumbai. I don't know what acting was. I don't know how you become an actor. I don't know what it entailed. I didn't know how you bag jobs for it. And I didn't know how you make money out of it. Moving on, I do blame Shah Rukh Khan for my journey, especially, because what he achieved as an outsider gave courage to millions like me to dream bigger and better. Anyhow, I was wondering what to do, how to go about it, and somebody told me to become an actor in Bombay. You have to go to parties. You have to network in parties. You go to parties, open the 2 buttons, show your abs if you can, do a little jiggy somewhere. Somebody will spot you and launch you. For me, that somebody was Yash Chopra. I started doing parties, started splurging my savings on it. I would go, every day I would just sleep. Every night I would go and party, hoping that somebody would spot me and I'll get my elusive break. But those parties actually, at the very onset of my stay in Mumbai, brought me face to face with the hardest truth of Mumbai life. There were broken dreams. There were people who were just throwing parties because they were rich and that's all they knew to do. There were people who would ready to do anything to get that elusive break, and in that rat race they've lost themselves. There were people who wanted to prey on young and naive, and there were those who were feeding themselves to the devils in the hope that they might get their share of limelights. There were as many people, there still are as many people leaving Mumbai with crushed dreams, as are the ones who enter Mumbai with hearts full of them. All of this disillusioned me. Or to be honest, my money was getting over. So my money was getting over. I couldn't party. My party friends started disappearing. I didn't know where to go, what to do, because I was only partying. I'd wasted a lot of time and a lot of money, and in my disillusionment and despair, somewhere I told myself, वापस जाना भी पड़ेगा ना, तो जाएंगे, but एक बार अपने आप को स्क्रीन पे देख के जाएंगे. Having free time at my hand, days passed, I started getting into a little bit of depression. A couple of nice people around me told me that you gotta do something, you gotta get out. Maybe theater is the way. You believe you're an actor, go to theater. So I go to Prithvi. Prithvi is a temple for all of us actors there. Prithvi Theater has this notice board that has, acting classes, acting jobs. I thought, I know acting, so I just go to acting jobs. Pick the first number. This theater group looks nice, and I call up. Hello. There's a very commanding voice on the other side that threw me off my chair saying, hello, haan ji. Like, sir, मैं तुम्हारी wait कर रहा था. Just come to this address in 30 minutes. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I just had an address and thinking maybe, I can go and they're looking for someone. I entered into this old man's house. After having water, the first question he asked me, why do you want to be an actor? Oh, my reason had disappeared. I'd forgotten I wanted to be an actor to win my girlfriend. I was struggling at that time. So, what have you done till now? Do you know the method? Do you know the craft? Who are your favorite actors? There were a barrage of questions about the craft, about the art, about the method, about acting that I know nothing of. I was just sitting there, staring at the old man's face. Exasperated, he says, okay, bring the fees tomorrow. I had a word with your father. And it's a class of limited 6 people. And you come and join and we'll see what we can do with you. I left his house. I was dumbfounded. I couldn't figure out that was an acting class. I needed to do an acting class. And why is he taking me in? I didn't have any money. So next day I reached before the class to clear any confusion, if there was any, to tell him that maybe he mistook me for someone else, which he actually did. I rang the bell. Dinesh opens the door and he's like, "Arey bhai, kal galti ho gaya. I was actually, I was expecting a call from a star son who's supposed to join my class." And I don't know what came over me, and I told him, I said, "Sir, I don't know why I came to you. It was a mistake, definitely. And I don't know what I'm doing in my life. I don't even know if I want to be an actor or I don't want to be an actor. But I have nowhere to go back to. I have nowhere to go forward to. Can I do your class?" That old man was kind enough to say, "Okay, let's do a class. Let's try you for 6 days. If you see a spark in you, you can continue. Otherwise, again, bye-bye. Pay the fees." I didn't have money to pay him. He was kind enough to let me do his class for 1/4 of the price. And he's the man responsible for converting an engineer into an actor. In his class, more than learning acting, I learned 2 things. One was that to be an artist, you have to be a good human being throughout. That's one lesson you cannot forget. Go out and do one good deed every single day. And second was that it's all about the heart. Find yourself, go in. You want to be an artist. Every day is a day where you try to peel a layer of your own self to know yourself more. I had learned acting. I started auditioning. Month after month, day after day, I'll audition. And I can count almost about 1,000 auditions later, I'd not cracked a single one. I'd not got a single new job, doing the same theater odd jobs. I was totally disillusioned. The months in Bombay were getting lonely. They were getting frustrating. I was actually becoming a failure by every passing day. Theater doesn't pay you at all. There is not much fame out there. You knew the craft, and that's not what you wanted to do actually. You're finding yourself all the more and getting more frustrated. And then the year was coming to an end, when there's a celebratory mode all around you, that makes you all the more lonely. People are celebrating, year is coming to an end, and I'm lost. One of these evenings, sitting by the beach, I was very depressed, and I was like, there has to be a way. What have I done? What should I do next? Strange thing to remember. But I had nothing else to do. I was depressed, I just stood up, and in a very Bollywoodish way, I stood up and I said, if there's an iota of truth in this thought, in this idea, then I want to be the part of the most amazing film that goes to Oscars. And not that I'm trying to outdo my girlfriend, but I want that to prove my own worth to myself. I think lightning flashed, or the star fell down somewhere. Probably nothing happened. That was 31st December 2007. I cried and slept that night, and I forgot all about it next day. Next day, I realized I'm on my own, so I started making random calls. Every phone number on my phone book was dialed, telling everyone I need jobs. I need any odd job, any small role I would do where I can get some money. 2 days, I got to know that there's this casting director, Loveleen Tandon. She's come down from Delhi. She's casting for a foreign language film where they need English-speaking actors. But they're paying well. I was like, oh, sure. I called up Loveleen, I went for the audition, and I'm waiting for my turn. As a habit, I picked up the tabloid of the day, Midday, and I flipped through pages, and there was this article by a really big TV actor at that time who was talking about the biggest mistake of his life being doing a bit role in Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio. How it had harmed and got him criticism on his path to become a Bollywood actor. I mean, I was a nobody. I didn't have a job. I didn't have money. I was about to be thrown out of my slum house. And still an ego rose saying, you've come here to become a star. You can't do a bit role. Walked out of the audition. I don't know where I get these impulses from. I don't know where this devil is so strong in me that often doesn't let me think, but I just follow them. I felt really bad. I called Loveleen in the evening. I said, I'm so sorry, I couldn't give the audition. And she's like, oh my God. Oh, she didn't even probably knew that I came. She's like, oh my God, I thought you never came. Please come and do this small part. I said, I'm sorry, it's small, I'm very, she's like, listen, I have cast almost every English-speaking actor in Bombay. The film is fully cast, it's one line. Come and do it. So I was still hesitating. She's like, okay, I double the money. Before my impulse could act, before my heart could say anything, my mind and voice said yes. And I was in for the trap. I was late for the audition, so I was supposed to meet the director directly. Anyhow, the director was meeting everybody, and I still wonder why he would meet everyone with even a single line. So, very low on confidence, knowing that it's a small part, somehow gathering myself, I go to this 5-star. Now, there are 5 of us, all of us sit down, and the director comes and he says, hi, I'm Danny Boyle. Shiver actually runs down my spine even now. Danny said, would anyone of you have anything? Impulsively, yes, I'll have some tea. The other guys were quiet, they did their parts, they all left. I sat down waiting for the tea. The tea came, and with tea, Danny came. I'm sitting with this amazing director, trying to talk to him about his cinema, of which I have not seen a single frame in my life. It was anyhow a one-line part, but I was not auditioned. He said, this is super, I have a little different plan for the scene also. You just come for the shoot. I was still not sure of what I'm doing, So I go out, I was supposed to give my details to a production manager, the usual stuff, and I go to the production office, and I'm filling my form, and this guy started cribbing. Yeah. You know what? This is a film that's going to be only DVD release. I wish I was working on a film that will go to Hollywood, that would just go to Oscars or do something big. Ye to release bhi nahi hogi. I saw him dejected, but in his dejection, I was finding my joy, because I thought it's a small part, nobody will get to see it ever. And somewhere up there was smiling all the more, thinking that he's going to give both of us what we wanted. The film completed, I forgot about it. Fox Searchlight was not very sure of the prospects of the film, so they released the film in LA and New York, limited release. That's what you do in Oscar season, trying to create a buzz for the film. And because it was an Indian film, shot in India, releasing in New York, a friend of mine saw the film, an Indian guy, and called up in the middle of the night saying, dude, I saw you in a film. I'm like, not possible. I didn't do anything and let me sleep. Cut. 10 minutes later, he calls me back. Dude, I saw you are credited in International Movie Database for a talking part in Slumdog Millionaire. I had forgotten the name of the film actually. I didn't even remember it. But my name is pretty strange. It's not like a common name. My heart did shiver a bit, for I realized that the movie is released. And I slept that night. Nothing was same ever again after that night. That fateful night, sitting on the beach crying, I challenged the stardust that existed in me to be a part of a movie that goes to Oscars, not to do a lead role, not to win an Oscar for myself, but to be a part of most amazing film. And that fateful night, the ethers moved and kept moving every night till they made it into a reality, ensuring that lost boy crying on that beach that he is made of the same stardust that makes up galaxies and every damn thing in this universe. And then, the day comes, they organize a screening for everyone, and I go to see myself on screen. I'd grown by this time internally. I'm a different person. Sitting there, I see myself on screen, and the shot was supposed to be that this Dave Patel, this teacher, I say a line and the scene ends. But I see that Danny has cut it on my reaction. And there are some moments where it's just me on the screen doing some weird reaction. Every atom of my being came alive, and I knew my purpose. That very moment I knew that I want to act, not for fame, not for money, but because I would like to bring the joy through my work to my audiences. I guess it's always about heart, or it has always been about heart for me. I want to make my audiences laugh and cry. I want that when they leave the theater, a part of me goes with them and stays with them. So that's my story. That's a bit of it. But to wrap it up, while saying all of this here, I was totally getting overwhelmed. This talk reminded me what a beautiful journey it has been. I stand here humbled and grateful. And I'll just wrap it up, I'll just wrap it up with 4 things. One is that dreams become a reality. They definitely become reality. Let them stem from the bottom of your heart. Let your heart flutter with the joy of pursuing them. Hold them dearly. Let them make you laugh and cry and feel every color of emotion on the rainbow of emotions. And they will become a reality. If you want to be a famous guy or an actor, you decided today and it happens tomorrow. What's the fun in that? You want to be an IAS officer, tomorrow you get the degree. What's the fun in that? If you won't fall, if you won't fail, you won't have a story. And then you won't get to do a TED talk. Second thing is that signs are all along our way, but we don't see them, We only see them when we look back. So when you're going forward, what seems like an obstacle, what seems like a lost opportunity, what seems like a failure is actually something else when you look back and connect the dots. Failures, lost opportunities are actually what pushes you in the direction of what your heart desires. Then your devils are your biggest angels. They come at the right time to shake you, to slap you, to dump you, to shatter your flat egos. Only to make you rise with resolve to follow the path of your destiny. And finally, nothing is ever lost. Nothing is ever wasted. So, by being humble, grateful, and by being present, and asking for a cup of tea, a slumdog can actually go a long way in achieving his destiny. Thank you very much. You all have been a wonderful audience. I hope it was a good talk. Thank you.